lesson, I'm going to introduce you two different approaches for solving ratio word problems. Then we will practice how to classify the ratio word problems into two different approaches by using the clues and the questions. Let's get started. So, ratio word problems, you can see two different types of questions. The first type of question is asking you to find the missing part, and then the other part of question is sharing the total. Now, finding the missing part question type, you need to use equivalent ratios. We've been talking about the proportion, right? Use the equivalent ratio. For example, you've got a 2 to 3. These are equal to missing value to 6. So we've been practicing how to find the missing number here, right? That gives you a answer. So missing part of ratio will be your answer. Then let's talk about the sharing the total types of question. That as always, you can see the total amount in your question that you asked to share the amount into a ratio. I'm going to give you an example here. Always sharing the total, you can find the total amount and then ratio in your question. Let's read the question. Nick and Emily share 36 pounds in the ratio of 4 to 5. Work out how much Nikki and Emily each receive. So now as you can see, we found our total amount and then we also found our ratio. So Nikki to Emily, the ratio of Nikki to Emily is 4 to 5. And then our total amount is 36 pounds. Now, let's draw the bar model to understand this situation. Now, your total amount 36 pounds, you're sharing between Nikki and Emily. Then you must think about how many shares can you see in total. Now, Nikki has got 4 shares. I'm gonna draw the 4 equal parts. So she's got 4 shares. Then Emily has got 5 shares. So Emily has got 5 equal parts, 5 shares. Now think about how many shares in total. So our total shares are 4 add 5. 4 add 5, that gives 9 shares in total. Now we can write down ratio into fraction as a total. So this becomes 4 out of 9, and then 5 is 5 out of 9. So you're writing a fraction as a total amount. Then next thing you can do is find the fraction of an amount. You're very good at it, right? So 4 9s of 36, then 5 9s of 36. So let's find our fraction of an amount. So that Nikki got 16 pounds, then Emily got 20 pounds. Now read the question and think about whether the question is a missing parts type or sharing type, okay? Then what do you think? This question is, right, this is a finding missing parts question. So whenever you've got a missing part question, you need to form the equivalent ratio, right? So let's find the ratio first. So I'm going to read the question quickly. A farmer has 7 sheep for every 3 cows and he has 420 sheep. How many cows does he have? So we need to find the missing number of cows, right? So let's write down our ratio. So sheep to cow is 7 to 3. That is equal to another sheep to cow equivalent ratio. That gives 420 to missing value. That is our final goal, right? Then now let's find our missing value. So 7 became 420 because you times by 60. You do the same thing on the other part. So 3 times 60. That is the number of cows. That is 180. Now next question. Read the question quickly. Then what type of question is this? So share 75 chocolate between Emily and Lucy in the ratio 11 to 4. This is the sharing type or missing part type. Yes, this is sharing the total. So, sharing the total, you can already see your total number, total amount. That is 75, and you've got a ratio as well. So using total ratio, you can find the fraction over the amount. So total chocolate is 75, and then you share it into 11 to 4. Emily to Lucy, the ratio between two is 11 to 4. Then what we need to do is we need to change this into fraction as a whole. Now, total shares will be 11 added 4 is 15, right? So, Emily's part is 11 out of 15. And then Lucy's part is 4 out of 15. Then what we need to do is find the 11/15ths of the 75. That is Emily's amount. Then Lucy's amount is 4/15ths of 75. Let's calculate it quickly. So now Emily and Lucy shares 55 chocolates and 20 chocolates each. Now next question. Ethan and Joshua together have 120 marbles. Ethan had 3 times as many. Joshua, how many has Ethan? Now think about it. What type of question is this? This is sharing or missing part. Answer is, this is sharing total, because as you can see, you can already find the clues on your question, right? So we've got a 120 marble, that is a total, and then you can see the ratio as well. So can you see the ratio of Ethan to Joshua? 3 times as many as Joshua. That means you can write this into 3 to 1. Now, let's see, 3 is 3 out of 4. So your total share is 4. So that's why it's a 3/4. And then Joshua has got a 1/4 of the total. So Ethan's amount is a 3/4 of 120. And Joshua's amount is 1/4 of 120. Then let's calculate them. Now, Ethan has got 90 and Joshua has got 30 marbles. There are 9 girls to every 4 boys at a swimming pool. There are 16 boys at the pool. How many girls are there? So now, what type of the question is this? Sharing or missing number? Let's see. This is great. It's finding missing parts. So, missing part question, you need to find the 2 ratios, right? The first ratio is, as you can see, 9 girls to every 4 boys. Then we can find the ratio of girls to boys quickly, right? Then, finally, our missing value is how many girls. So, let's write down our equivalent ratios. So, boy to girl, every 4 boys, there are 9 girls. It's 4 to 9. That is equal to another ratio of boy to girl. So you've got 16 boys. Then how many girls? That is our final goal. Now let's see. 4 became 16. Increased by 4 times. Then 9 times 4. It gives you, yes, 36. There are 36 girls in the swimming pool. Well done. Now, the 3 sides of a triangle are in the ratio of 3 to 4 to 5. If the perimeter of the triangle is 40.8 centimeter, what is the length of the longest side? So, what type of question is this? Is it sharing or finding the missing part? Yes, right. This is a sharing total question. Why? Because can you see the total? Oh, anyway, we can see the ratio, right? Then perimeter is, yes, perimeter is total. Why? Because you add up all the sides. That makes you perimeter, right? So we've got a ratio, we've got a total. That's why this is sharing the total. So total number is 40.8. That ratio, this is, I know you normally see the 2-term ratio, only 2 part, but this is the same. This has got three parts. This is called the three-term ratio. So you've got three different parts, and we're comparing three different parts. That is 3 to 4 to 5. Oh, let's draw the triangle. Then I've got a triangle. Then my shortest side is A, and then my second one is B, and longest part is C. So A to B to C. And C is the longest side. Then that is our final goal, right? So now what we need to do, we've got a total, we've got a ratio, then we need to find our fraction. What is the total share? Total share is you adding up all the shares together. That is 12, so that's why it's 3 12ths, and you've got 4 12ths, and then you've got 5 12ths. Then we need to focus on our longest side, that is a C, right? So what we need to do is finding the 5 12ths of the total. 5 12ths times perimeter, 40.8. Before calculating, we need to change the decimal into fraction. So pause the video and calculate 5 12ths of 40.8. And your answer is 17 centimeter. Next question. The ratio of the capacities of a jug and a bucket is 2 to 5. If the bucket will hold 8 3/4 liters, how much will the jug hold? So think about it. Is it sharing, total, or missing? Yes, right. This is the missing part question. Since we can see the ratio of jug to bucket is 2 to 5, and then we've got a missing number here is the capacity of the jug, right? So let's write down the two equivalent ratio. Jug to bucket is 2 to 5. Then another equal ratio is, already make sure it's jug to bucket and jug to bucket. So you've got a missing part, then bucket is 8 3/4. Now let's calculate our missing value. Oh, I think it's quite tricky to find because 5 to 8 3/4, what number did you times? Not sure. Let's make it into the fraction. Now you've got a 2/5 this part. One part is 2/5 equal to, although you've got a fraction, but you can still make it this into fraction, right? You've got a missing value on your numerator, and you've got 8 3/4 in your denominator. Then let's use our cross method. Draw the cross and then times the both ends. Then it gives you missing value times 5 equal to 8 3/4 times 2. Now your missing value, so times 5 became divided by 5. Then your missing value equals, so let me make it into improper fraction. That is 35/4 times 2 divided by 5 is times by 1/5. Then let's simplify that. 1, you've got divided by 2, then you've got 5, and then 7. Then it gives you 7 halves. That is 3 1/2. It's 3.5. So 3.5 liter is your answer. Alright, so in this lesson, I've been talking about the two types of ratio water problems. And then first type is all about finding the missing part of the ratio. And the other one is sharing the total into ratio. So finding the missing part, you need to use the equivalent ratio to find your missing number. Then the sharing the total, you always need to change the ratio into fraction of the total. Then find the fraction of an amount. Right, so always thank you for your focus, and I will see you next lesson. Bye.